First, use of force policy that we cite here is it is essential to recognize that all members of a crowd of demonstrators are not the same. Even when some members of a crowd engage in violence or destruction of property, other members of the crowd are not participating in those acts. Chemical agents can produce serious injuries or even death. The elderly person or infant in the crowd or individual with asthma or other breathing disorder may have a fatal reaction to chemical agents even when those chemical agents are used in accordance with the manufacturer's recommendations and the department's training. Hand-thrown chemical agents or pyrotechnic gas dispersal devices shall be used only if other techniques such as encirclement and mass arrest or police formations have failed or will not accomplish the policing goal as determined by the incident commander. The use of hand-thrown chemical agents or pyrotechnic gas dispersal devices may present a risk of permanent loss of hearing or serious bodily injury from shrapnel. Said devices shall be deployed to explode at a safe distance from the crowd to minimize the risk of personal injury. The videos here, we were unable to set up audio, so basically it's going to be coming through the microphone, so apologies for that. The next video is an aerial shot. This next video is the Scott Olson incident, what happened when individuals went in and tried to rescue him, medics and bystanders, civilians. Again, completely against the crowd control policies that we just read, and yeah, all of that was in response to a couple of thrown bottles. On October 25th, he wasn't chief yet, he was interim chief Jordan, held a press conference immediately afterwards and said that tear gas was used because his officers were forced to defend themselves. Later, OPD chief of staff would retract this claim, saying that this was based on Jordan's preliminary belief. When Jordan received an update that crime was actually down 19% in the last week of October, he wrote an email to one of Mayor Kwan's advisors. Not sure, this was obtained with Freedom of Information. Not sure how you want to share this good news, he wrote. It may be counter to our statement that the Occupy movement is negatively impacting crime in Oakland. The next set of slides are filled with facts from OPD's own dispatch records regarding the port shutdown on November 2nd. This is the Traveler's Aid building. The first dispatch came in at 11:25 p.m. and says intelligence suggests music, dancing, and waving flags around. No disturbance, just a party. Less than 20 minutes later comes the 11:44 p.m. dispatch that reads, need a saturated effort, need to flood the streets with police. In Santa Cruz, 75 occupiers took over a building. Santa Cruz Police Department waited them out and ended the situation with no violence. OPD turns what they described as no disturbance into a war zone, all in the span of about 30 minutes. The next dispatch at 11:55 says, announcements to disperse started now. In the very same minute, the first explosion was heard somewhere. I was actually present on Broadway at the time, at the corner, that intersection, famous intersection, Broadway, Telegraph, and 15th. I was present on Broadway when the first explosions were heard at that time. At 11:57 p.m., they report seeing a lot of people running. So again, within the same minute of the first announcement, you have the first explosion. Now we go into more crowd control policies. When reasonably necessary for protection of the officers or to disperse individuals in the crowd pursuant to the procedures of this policy, batons may be used in a pushing or jabbing motion. It does not say swinging. Baton jabs should not be used indiscriminately against a crowd or group of persons, but only against individuals who are physically aggressive or actively resisting arrest. This next video is the Kevan Sebeki incident on November 2nd.